Talk is cheap, I'd rather show you what I got. Where I walk, where I talk. See me flying down my route, pass me the ball. I ain't dropping none, I don't fumble at all. Winner, chicken dinner every time we ball. Throwing it like a burner, I dunk it like LeBron. Hey. Monday Night Fredo, Infinity TV.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Fredo with myself, Fredo Cervantes, here on this. Man, I mean, for the past few months, I've been saying it's rainy, it's cold out here, but it's finally hot. It's 85 degrees out here in Los Angeles. I was happy and excited for that, but guess what else I'm excited for? I'm excited for the play-in tournament, which is going to be taking place tomorrow night at the Crypto.com Arena with Game 1 between the Timberwolves and the Lakers. But you also got the Bulls and the Hawks tomorrow. You got two play-in tournament games going on. A lot of series are set and put together. Of course, we got the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. We got the Warriors and the Kings. And now we're waiting for the last two matchups here in the Western Conference. So we're going to go ahead and talk a lot about basketball and what's going to be happening, who might win the MVP, which I clearly believe it's not going to be Nikola Jokic at this point in the time of the season, which is the end of the season already. But as well, earlier this afternoon, we had the WNBA draft. A lot of great college student athletes are making it to the big stage. I mean, this is what it's all about. Draft day, no matter which sport it is, it's always a very important day to a lot of these athletes' lives. We're going to talk a little bit about the pickups that the LA Sparks picked up, as well as the #1 overall pick, Miss Boston coming out of South Carolina, went #1 to the Indiana Fever. We're going to talk about the WNBA as well. But let's not forget about Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball just kind of came into the scene right now. They just came into the scene, and there are a lot of bad teams and surprising teams. Of course, the Milwaukee Brewers are still undefeated in the regular season right now. We're 2 weeks into the season, and the Brewers are still untouchable. No one can touch them right now. There's one team that everyone's touching on right now. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers, which I'm upset. And that's what I'm going to start the show with today. The Dodgers were coming into this season knowing that, yes, they got little brother now kind of being a middle brother, kind of big brother in the San Diego Padres down south. The Padres loaded up this offseason. They got star after star after star and after star after. I mean, I don't know how many stars they got now. They're loaded. They're fully loaded right now in San Diego. They're 5-5 right now. So they're kind of messing it up as well. But knowing that San Diego might step it up, it might be starting to win big games because they won a big game last night, Sunday Night Baseball in Atlanta. Atlanta's no joke. Atlanta's the top team in the National League right now. So for them to kind of show the Atlanta Braves what it's all about, San Diego did a good job yesterday. The Dodgers lost 3 consecutive games in Arizona over the weekend. Literally had the best pitchers going out there. They had Noah Syndergaard. They had Clayton Kershaw, who got smacked around on Saturday afternoon. Kershaw has not given up more than 5 runs in the last 2 seasons in the game, where they were all allowed runs through him because some runs are runs via errors and whatnot, or even in-game decisions, whether it's second or third. But the Dodgers pitching is not as good as we all expected it to be. The Dodgers need a lot more help, and that's up to Andrew Friedman to go ahead and make some possible moves because you see the first 11 games right now, they're not good. I can kind of see them being a 80-80 type of ball club this season, 80-80. I don't see them winning 90 games this year, especially the way they're starting the season right now. Another team that's kind of making a splash as well is the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Mets. We know that the Mets signed 2 of the biggest pitchers in the offseason, 2 future Hall of Famers. Now they're loaded as well. Max Scherzer, bad man. He's a bad man. And let's not forget about Justin Verlander, a 2-time World Series champion as well. So New York's crowded out there, but all of Major League Baseball is not so good besides the Braves and the Brewers right now. Nobody else is really good. Boston blowing games left and right. They win 3 in a row, lose 3 in a row. Inconsistency throughout the league. And I mean, that's what you get in the first week, second week of the regular season. This is a time that you start seeing certain teams start pulling away from each other. The Dodgers are currently right now in San Francisco beating down on the Giants 4-1 right now. So it's going to be pretty good if the Dodgers can go ahead and pick up this win behind Julio Urias taking the mound tonight for the Dodgers. So it's going to be very good. Right now it's 4-1. I'll give you guys an update on that throughout the show. But there's another guy that I do want to touch base before we move on from baseball right now. It's Shohei Ohtani. Shohei has about 2.5 months. And why do I say 2.5 months? That is the time that the MLB trade deadline ends. That's the deadline that the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have to decide whether they're going to let Shohei Ohtani walk away for nothing. Arguably the best baseball player in the last 200 years. This man can hit and pitch at the same time. I think that the Angels have to be a smart team. They have to be a smart team and realize that Shohei is not going to stay in Anaheim. So it's 1,000% sure you got to trade him. You got to trade him no matter where he gets traded to. Send him to Toronto by all means. But you got to get whatever you can. This is the only player that's going to reach at the end of this season. He's going to be the highest paid baseball player in Major League history. You're talking about over $700 million contract. Nobody else got close to that. Not even Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. None of those guys are reaching $700, $800 million a year. Well, not a year, but throughout the contract. So Shohei and the Angels got to decide whether you're going to stick together or Angels. Artie Moreno, owner of the Los Angeles Angels, you got to trade him. You are going to be the dumbest owner in sports history if you let Shohei Ohtani walk away for nothing. You will be the dumbest owner in sports history. I guarantee you. And I'm laughing about it right now because I honestly believe that you're not going to trade him in the trade deadline. You're not going to trade him. I know you're not, and it's going to be hilarious come November once his MLB free agency. It's going to be funny, and let's see where Shohei Ohtani goes. But Shohei Ohtani is taking the mound tomorrow night, Tuesday night, at Angel Stadium of Anaheim, which my next goal is to go catch Shohei Ohtani pitch in real life and bat. I was hoping I get the chance to go see him tomorrow night, but the Lakers are on, so that is a must-watch. Shohei, you can wait till next week. I'll travel to Anaheim sooner than later. But when we return here on Monday Night Fredo, guys, I do want to talk about another big excitement that is going on today. Was the WNBA draft. Certain players got their dreams accomplished. Certain others didn't. I'll talk about that when we return here on Monday Night Fredo.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. You're more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on Monday Night Fredo. And tonight was actually a very exciting day in the WNBA. Of course, whenever the draft is going on, we get a chance to see new athletes coming into the league. Of course, today, the Los Angeles Sparks did have 3 picks. In the draft today, they had the 10th overall pick from South Carolina. So this is where I want to stop. And this is where you got to give credit to the new GM, to the new coach, and to the owner, Magic Johnson of the LA Sparks. They went on to draft an experienced guard, a winning guard, a guard who can play both sides of the ball and can shoot the ball. Any guard that can do those 3 things, that is what any team needs. And that's exactly what the LA Sparks got in Zaya Cook out of South Carolina guard. She's very experienced. South Carolina was 36-0 all year long this year. This girl right here, she's a winner. And they took her 10th overall. And let's not forget about another winner. Even though she was not playing in the collegiate level here, she was playing overseas at the WNBL, which is in Australia. They took 14th overall, and Shanice Swain. Shanice Swain is another guard who can really shoot the ball. So what I'm looking at a new head coach of the LA Sparks and Curtis Miller coming over from Connecticut, he's really building what he had in Connecticut, what he was able to take and, win an WNBA championship a few years ago up there in Connecticut, and now bringing that experience, that leadership, that new playbook that now we're going to go out there and run and shoot. Because when you have a team like the Las Vegas Aces and you had Breanna Stewart up in Seattle, you have Taurasi down in Phoenix, you got a lot of guards out there. You need to have guards that can play both sides of the ball, and they got Swain. So they got Book as well. Now, they also took another big girl. This big girl, even Magic Johnson went on Twitter just not too long ago and said, man, I got to give credit to Monica Ciziano. Monica Ciziano from Iowa. I remember I got a chance to see Iowa at the March Madness tournament. I remember this girl. She's averaging 30 points in college. When anyone averages that many points and you're a post player, you know that you're just so dominant down below. And that's exactly what the Sparks got. They had to fill those holes. You already got a talented team. You had a team that should have maybe made some noise last season, but did not make no noise. They ended up firing Derek Fisher early in the season last year, which was not the best case scenario for the team, because after that moment, Liz Cambage walked out of the team. They really didn't have it all there put together. And now this year, they got Curtis coming as a new head coach. They got new leadership down below and above. And now you got new draftees like this. I mean, you're making Magic Johnson go out there on Twitter and tweet about you. You know you're doing things right. So give a shout out to the new class of the Los Angeles Sparks who just got drafted earlier today in the WNBA. And of course, let's not forget, the WNBA season is under a month away from tipping off. All right, so you're going to be looking at the defending champs in the Las Vegas Aces as they just added Candace freaking Parker. You win the championship and you add Candace Parker to that team. Come on, it's not fair. And life is not fair at times, but that is what happened in the WNBA world today. And, Aliyah Boston, you got to give that girl some credit. She was a number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever got a chance to get the best player in the draft. And there's times where you deal with certain drafts and you're unsure whether, is she 1? Is he 1? Is he 2? Is he a 3? Now, Boston was a for sure number 1. She is going to dominate. And a lot of people are going to see that name throughout the WNBA world. So be aware and be ready because the season is just this much away from starting, all right? But that's how much this close we are to watching the Lakers and the Timberwolves tomorrow night at the Crypto.com Arena. So with the Timberwolves and with the Lakers tomorrow in Los Angeles, they are not going to have to play a very tough team. Why do I say that? Because they are missing 2 of their best defensive players. And not for injuries that were maybe done during the game, but injuries that happened as they were walking into the locker room. Yes, I'm talking about Jaden McDaniels, forward of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who was upset about something, was walking into the locker room and he smacked or he did something with his hand against the wall. I think he slapped his hand against the wall and he broke his hand. He is out for the remaining of the postseason, if there is a postseason for the Timberwolves, but he is out and he will be back next season. Another guy from the same team punch another teammate from the same team. Like, come on, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, this is his first season with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, Kyle Anderson, I like Kyle Anderson as a player. I don't like him as a defensive player because he is so, his tenacity on the defensive end, he is so, he's aware about everything, what's going on. This is like a Patrick Beverley, but a little less dramatic like Patrick Beverley is. But Kyle Anderson is a good defender. Been in the league for quite some time, playing with the San Antonio Spurs, the Memphis Grizzlies, and now with, the Minnesota Timberwolves. But he got punched by Rudy Gobert, so now Rudy Gobert got suspended for the play-in tournament game tomorrow. So how great is that for the Los Angeles Lakers? That is like, hey, I don't know if I want to say this is rigged or the NBA is doing this on purpose. Adam Silver making it so much easier. Like, the NBA needs the Lakers to play in the playoffs. They don't want to take the risk. It seems like they don't want to take the risk in having the Lakers play another game on Friday and possibly losing that game against a tough team like the Thunder or the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Lakers have it very easy. What do they have to do to make it look easy, to advance to the next round, to play the Memphis Grizzlies on Sunday afternoon in Memphis? What do the Lakers got to do? You got to let D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis run that pick and roll. You got to let Malik Beasley shoot that three whenever he wants. You got to have Austin Reeves more as a facilitator, because when he can be the point guard of that team besides D'Angelo Russell, I can see how aggressive he is and how much pressure he puts on the defense. He puts a lot of pressure because the defense already knows that he's capable of making crazy wild shots and even regular shots. But when he can get others involved, even at times when he has AD cutting to the basket or even LeBron James or Vanderbilt, this team just needs to run and gun. That's what they got to do. LeBron, you got to be reliable for at least 20 points. When I can never see LeBron James, even at this age, I cannot see LeBron James not getting 20 points or above in a game. I don't want to see AD or LeBron James under 20. I don't care how many points D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Austin Reeves have. If they have 30 apiece, you better have 20 apiece at the very least. You cannot underperform in big games like this. I hope, Darvin Ham, this is being handed to you. Las Vegas is giving you 7.5 points. All right? So you're 7.5 points favorite, Darvin Ham. You got to win this game. I swear. I will give you your flowers next Monday night if you take us to Memphis on Sunday night. So with that being said, we also got the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. But before I get to the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns, which are going to be facing off in the first round as well, we have another in-game between the same team incident. In this case, it goes with Mason Plumlee and Bones Highland. Bones Highland just got acquired by the Clippers after being traded for Reggie Jackson to the Denver Nuggets. Now Bones Highland and Mason Plumlee, who also just got acquired a few months ago from the Charlotte Hornets, they're both new teammates. They don't know each other. And, during the game, one tells the other, hey, you better get a rebound. No, you better get a rebound. No, F you, F this, and bada bing, bada boom. There goes a shove. And two upset teammates at each other. After the game, they both kind of threw it under the rug and be like, hey, we're all good. Things like this got to happen in order for us to kind of overcome certain situations. And I hope Ty Lue can really put something together here, because you have what you've done with Russell Westbrook over the last month or so. You've turned his career around. I can see Russell Westbrook now getting maybe a 3-year contract this offseason. Maybe not from the Clippers. Maybe from Sacramento Kings. Maybe from the Portland Trailblazers. Maybe from New York. I mean, Russell Westbrook in New York or in Brooklyn, that looks nice. That looks good. Put him back in the big stage. Send him to the Big Apple. Let him go out there and prove himself. Because I clearly think that Russell Westbrook has plenty left in the tank. And by me saying that, I still don't see the Clippers winning one game in the first round against the Phoenix Suns. I cannot see that. I cannot see them win one game. The Phoenix Suns are undefeated with Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. They're undefeated right now. I think they're like 9-0. 9-0 since KD came to Phoenix. I mean, at this point, if I'm Monty Williams in the bench on Sunday night, this is me. I'm just going to sit back and just relax. Sit back and relax and watch the game because I think KD got plenty in the tank. KD, I said this a few weeks ago. I think KD and the Suns have the chance at making it to the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics because I still think right now Boston's the best team in the league right now. Philly, yes, Joel Embiid might be the MVP, which that is my MVP right there, and that's where I was going to get to as well in a little bit. But I think Boston is still better than Milwaukee. I think Giannis and Chris Middleton hasn't been the same this year. He's been in and out of the lineup. He's been hurt, inconsistent, and Boston has to be able to take it over this season after last season, after what happened last year. So Jaylen Brown, if none of you guys heard, because they didn't make no big speculation about this, but Jaylen almost ripped his hand open over the weekend. He ripped his hand open. Big old cut, slash, blood everywhere. And why and how? By trying to pick up a glass, a flower thing, a big old tray that broke in his house, and he ended up picking up some glass and it slashed them open. And he's banged up right now, but they said, the Boston Celtics did say that he will be good to go for game 1 on Saturday afternoon. They still don't know who they're going to play, but that's where we talk about the Chicago Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks. That game is going down tomorrow night prior to the Laker game on TNT. The Hawks just got a new coach about a month ago. They just got a new coach in Quinn Snyder, who I don't know if he's done anything remarkable with the team over the last month. I mean, the team looks the same. They're still pretty bad. They're fighting for the last place in the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference. So what can we really expect them? I don't know if we can expect anything from the Atlanta Hawks. I think Miami's a much better team. Miami will control the pace. They will control the whole game, not just the pace. They'll control the whole game because Jimmy Butler, at times when he gets going, and Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero start shooting those threes, they're untouchable at times. And Atlanta's sucks too much this year to even be competitive in that game. So that's going to be very interesting. There's just so much basketball to go ahead and talk about. But right now, I do want to go into a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm going to surprise you guys with my last thought in the NBA. Then I'm going to take you guys into the NFL because something interesting is happening in the NFL. When we return here on Monday Night Fredo. Let's go.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Yes. We're back here on Monday Night Fredo, man. It is a beautiful Monday night here in Los Angeles. And, it's going to be a lot better tomorrow night. So hopefully the Lakers can take care of business. But there is a lot more business to get taken care of in the NBA. Like, when we look at possible free agents this upcoming summer, there is one key player. He had his exit interview earlier this afternoon, who is going to be a restricted free agent. And we're talking about the young phenom, LaMelo Ball. Earlier today, he did come out and say that, what does he really expect this offseason? He just expects to kind of go out there and see what's out there. He understands where ownership is going, because the Charlotte Hornets and Michael Jordan are going to be selling the team. Jordan is going to sell the team. So when you're the franchise player and ownership is about to change, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know who's coming in. You don't know what kind of ideas they have. You might be unsure whether you want to go ahead and stay there and play. That's the same situation that Shohei Ohtani is in right now. New ownership might be coming in. You're the best player in the team. Do you really want to stay here and try to lose more games? Do you want to go somewhere where you can possibly win? And that's the situation that LaMelo Ball is in right now. In a hard situation, whether he wants to stay in Charlotte and build something, which, he's been doing some remarkable things out in the community as well in Charlotte. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. The way he was talking earlier today during his exit interviews, it seemed like he was just not in the mindset to really talk about it right now. I feel like it's a little too early. I know there's a lot of other dominoes that got to fall together to kind of see where you want to do or where you want to go. Season just ended. You might need some time around family, friends, kind of realize what you want. You live in Chino Hills, and during the offseason, LaMelo, there's a team about 60 miles west of you that might want you. That's not, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's going to be some money available, whether they give it to Kyrie, they give it to D'Angelo, or whether, Charlotte kind of backs up and picks up your offer. So let's see what's going to happen there in the free agent market this summer. But that was pretty interesting to go ahead and look at earlier today. But we're a few minutes away, but I do want to talk about one thing that happened over the weekend, over last week. Was a very entertaining, one of the biggest events that are out there right now. You have a Super Bowl event, but you also have an event like WWE WrestleMania that took place at SoFi Stadium last weekend, which was the biggest audience attendance, breaking attendance that SoFi has had ever since it's opened. So they had about 81,000 people one night. They had another 80,000 the other night. So it was a combined of almost 162,000 people in one weekend. And I've been multiple times to SoFi Stadium, hundreds of times by now, it seems like. And I have not had an experience in-event experience and out-event experience. When I'm talking about in-event, I'm talking about how great the event was from the inside. It was funny because, I got about a minute or so to go ahead and let you guys know. Guess who was watching WWE WrestleMania right next to me? Who was enjoying the night? And, I was I got a nice hookup, and I got a nice suite, center stage in a nice suite at SoFi Stadium. And I turn around to my left side and I look at this gentleman and I'm like, who's that? Like, this guy's, he's a little too tall. He had a big old hoodie. And once he turned around, I was like, wait a second, that's 7-time NBA champion. That's Robert freaking Horry. Talk to the man, Robert Horry, and I did ask him one thing. And this is what I'm going to share with, this is something I could share with you guys. I just asked him, plain and simple, like, hey, man, what do you think about the Lakers right now? Are they going to do it, or are they not going to do it? And Robert's reaction was like, hey, man, I think they're going to do it. He's like, I think they got a lot over the last few weeks. They got a lot more that they can really compete. So Robert Horry is really giving the Lakers an opportunity and a chance to win. But that was the in-event experience that I had. It was a very, very good experience. But my out experience, as I was leaving SoFi freaking Stadium, it took me almost 2 hours to leave the freaking parking lot. And this is where I'm going to leave SoFi Stadium, security guard, parking lot structure, however way you guys want to do it. For me to take me 2 freaking hours to leave SoFi Stadium, this is the dumbest thing. I spent maybe, I think, what was it, like $20 extra as I was waiting, because, they got the hot dog people walking around, and I'm not moving for an hour. I'm just sitting there. Yeah, hot dogs been smelling through my car. I'm hungry. $10 hot dogs. God damn it, they caught me for those. But that was a great experience of WrestleMania. We got a chance to see a lot of great things, but that is the end of the show today, guys. That is Monday Night Fredo. I cannot wait to come back next Monday, because by next Monday, I hope I see the Lakers after in Game 1, which is going to be Sunday night in Memphis, okay? So make sure you guys all stay tuned. Again, watch me tomorrow afternoon here on The Breaks. Watch me there. I'll be talking a lot of crazy stuff. Make sure you tune into The Breaks Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tune into the Profanity Nation podcast every Sunday, 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, here on the Infinity Studio channel. Go ahead and find us here. That's it.